What's up, guys? My name is Lydia, of course, and today we are playing Palworld for the very first time on a dedicated server. About a week ago now, I came across this server, and they don't just have this PvE version that we're playing on right now. There is also actually a PvP version of their servers that resets monthly and has all kinds of fun events going on that we will actually be talking about in the near future. For now, however, we are going to be starting out a new character on the PvE world, and you guys are going to get to experience what that's like with me, essentially. We are level 2. We have come in and looted a few things here and there, but this stuff isn't actually our own creation. I'm just taking advantage of this lovely fireplace to keep myself warm because it is nighttime and I don't quite have the things I need to sleep, so... For the last 5 or so minutes of recording, I realized that I accidentally had my mic muted, and long story short, can't use any of that clip. But essentially what ended up happening is we ended up finding a Palworld on the ground. We captured ourselves a Chickapee in our party, as you can see, and we crafted another 8 or so spheres. We're going to place down our first box, which is only going to be temporary, and then we're going to move to a more permanent location. Hopefully we can find a place that's good and empty. I'm going to go ahead and knock out all of those little beginner tasks, and I'll see you guys in just a second. Alright, so we've made a good bit of progress. We are actually going to be creating our old bow. Now, we do only have 10 arrows at the moment from the chest that we found earlier, but as soon as this bow is finished, we're going to move on to our next base area. So I am going to have to cut down a little bit on the weight of the things that I'm carrying, which means we're not going to be able to pick up all of this stuff, but we will definitely be able to carry some of it. You know, let's actually move on down and see if we can't capture ourselves a fox parts, because if we can manage to do that, we actually don't have to worry about this cold anymore. And there's the guy that we're looking for, and we do capture ourselves a fox parts. Beautiful. So now we won't be cold, at least. We can travel around a bit and explore, see what others have built, and decide where we're going to be. We're going to use a few of our arrows here on this guy, if I can hit him with a little bit of ping delay here. If that doesn't work, we have the Megasphere as a backup. It looks like we're going to get there. Beautiful. So we have a daydream now. It looks like we're actually stumbling upon someone's base, which is always lovely to see that there's, an active base laying around. Looks like they're actually breeding some bushies with Relaxaurus. I'm not sure. I can't remember off the top of my head what that makes. It's not Anubis. I don't know, but this is really neat to see. Hopefully they don't get aggressive against us. I don't think they do, but I'm not 100% certain. Looks like they have a pretty nice setup going on here, though. I wish I could snag some wood, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and progress on up towards our base location. A lot of eggs being made here too. We love to see that. Such a hard process on dedicated servers because I can't jump to climb. But we made it up here eventually, and we have a chest that we can open as well. There should actually be a second one just down the hill here. So we'll open both of those up and see what we can't get. I think this one's going to require a key from me. Yeah, we don't have a copper key, unfortunately, so we can't open that one, but that's okay. We want to stay away from the Rushors any chance we get, because those guys are super aggressive. And here he comes, as a matter of fact. Maybe we can even capture one of these guys. Beautiful. Now, where are my Vixie friends at? Because they were just very close by. But now all I'm seeing is Rushor, so I think we may have waited a little too long. Unfortunately, we're only going to have some Sparkit spawns in our base location, but that's okay. We could probably go for capturing one of them as well. I'm out of arrows, though, so I can't chase them down to capture them, unless they run right to me. We're going to go for our first Sparkit here and see how it goes. Can we get lucky with any of the passives at all? And we do get Sadist, which is really nice, as well as Nimble, so we got a fast little Sparkit, but nothing too crazy. It looks like right about there is going to be the best spot we can get down for our base to start out. I'm not mad about it at all. Well, we'll go ahead and get our storage down because we need it to upgrade our base, and because we can actually use that Sirius Rushor that we caught to get us some stone early on, so we can go ahead and focus on doing anything else. And we don't particularly care what happens to this Rushor, as sad as that sounds. It's just a fact of life. We really don't have the time to worry about it. And we do find our first Vixie, and not even too far away from our base, actually. So we'll go ahead and work on capturing this guy. There's actually going to be 2 of them here, but these rush ores are probably going to catch my attention as well. And I really don't want that. So we're going to navigate ourselves away from them a little bit. And there is our second Vixie. Any better luck, and it is Glutton, which is not something we wanted to see. But we'll make it work. As long as we can get Vixies producing some spheres for us, we'll be happy. Speaking of, there is another one for us. It looks like our Daydream is actually focused on this flak over here. And we do get our third Vixie, which is always lovely. But now we have to worry about these guys. And yeah, we have perished for the first time. Thankfully, it looks like these guys have made some really good progress getting us some stone. So all we'll have to do is cut down a bunch of trees and get some wood. And we'll be golden from here on out. Going out and capturing our Vixies has gotten us to level 7, which means we can actually already buy ourselves the ranch. And so we're going to go ahead and spend a few of our technology points to get those things, and things that I know we're going to need to level up our base in the future. We ended up buying quite a few things here. We need the berry plantation as well. I nearly forgot about that. And from here, we just start working on building things up. I am going to need 4 more fiber, as you can see. So we're going to go chop down 1 more tree. And then we should be good to go to get the ball rolling on our little Vixie farm. And once that's up and running, the real fun begins, because we're going to go start power leveling. I want to capture as many early pals as possible, get those 10 pal catch bonuses, and start working my way up to really establish our base on this server. So that is the game plan, and I look forward to knocking it out as soon as possible. Alright, so just a little bit of an update. We do have ourselves a little 5x2 shack almost, with a lovely little bed in it. And we have finished our ranch. We have all 3 of our Vixies in there working. It seems like they're playing now, but they are working nonetheless. We got our feed box set up with just a few baked berries inside of it, and as you see in my inventory, we have started making some gold as well as some arrows and pal spheres passively. This will allow us now to, of course, start stacking up on resources while we just let them work. We are going to build ourselves a berry plantation, because while we were building all of this other fun stuff, we actually had a fun little visitor come through, a Capridy, and he is level 13, but all of our pals ganged up on him, and we ended up getting lucky and catching him in just a couple spheres. So we have a really solid early on planting pal, but unfortunately he will be visiting the ranch here and there as well. So it's not going to be the perfect setup, but it is going to work. And we essentially now have our farm of endless berries to feed our Vixies, to feed us spheres, to begin capturing pals. So the dominoes are ready, they are stacked, and now we just have to knock them down. I'm going to go ahead and finish this guy, get our Capridy set up, and get that ball rolling. Now, a lot of the rest of this process starting out, I might end up just cutting out. I'm not 100% sure, because honestly, there's not a lot of exciting things that are going to happen with me just gathering resources and starting the little farms. But once we start capturing pals, that's when the real fun begins. So unless something spectacular happens, I will see you guys then. Alright, so we weren't exactly able to go capture 10 of every pal by any means, but we did end up actually capturing a lot of varying pals, and Lamball should be completely finished. Cativa, we're not far off now, but we did get into some sticky situations, so we ended up getting out of there pretty quickly. Unfortunately, we weren't able to catch a Cativa that doesn't have Coward on it, which does suck, but it's not a big deal. And we're actually going to start the progress towards our pal gear workbench, because as soon as we possibly can, we want to get the Daydream necklace to allow Daydream to fight at our side, even when we have another pal out. So if it's possible, we're actually going to rush building that right now. And we do actually end up just having enough resources to build ourselves the Daydream's necklace. So we're going to go ahead and knock that out. It is going to take, as you can see, probably 2 minutes or so. But when it's finally finished, our Foxparks is also working on making some more berries for our feed box in the background. And we're making very good progress early on. I would like to have my house finished by the end of this episode, And once we get to that point, I'm honestly not sure what's next. I mean, obviously leveling up the PAL box as quickly as possible is going to be a priority, and leveling our character up as fast as possible is going to be a priority as well. Once we hit around level 18, 19, 20, we're going to work on getting ourselves in Anubis, and from there, the sky is the limit. So that's what we're going to be doing. I will see you guys in just a second when we have our Daydream necklace, and we will finish our house up. Alright, as you can see, we do have our Daydream necklace and both of our little daydreams following us around. I do need to build a PAL bed, but I'll get to that in just a second. Currently, we are sitting on 146 wood, which should be enough to finish our house. Now, we have access to some decorative things, but it's really not many. I'm going to get a few of them just to make things look a little bit better, particularly plants and things of that nature, but we don't have a ton to work with starting out, so we're going to do what we can, make things look as good as we can early on, and then we'll end the episode out, and I will hopefully see you guys in the next one. But until we get to that point, let's go ahead and finish this house. You know, I didn't really consider when getting the Daydream necklace just how much of a pain in the ass they would be when I was building, but yeah, they love getting in the way, let me tell you. It causes me to have to build really far out, which isn't the worst thing, but it can be a pain. Now, we are finishing up here, at least with the exterior parts of the house. It is just going to be, you know, a long 5x2 house with some storage and a bed. But, you know, for now, I wanted to get something made so we didn't just have a little square with a roof on it, and that's where we're at. I'm going to go ahead and rebuild the bed in this little corner over here, and we'll have a little pseudo bedroom in this side. I do need to have some kind of PAL out that can help me build. Unfortunately, my Pengulet is the only thing I have right now, and he makes me cold enough to take damage because of the new update, so we'll have to just put him away every time we have to build something. I guess I could have just finished that on my own, but laziness, 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 laziness. Now, I, again, don't have the most decorations available for this, but we're going to work with what we've got. I want to have a little bit of a shelf above our bed. You know, while I'm thinking about it, I'm honestly just going to go ahead and build myself the Tundra outfit, because at this point we find ourselves cold more often than not, and since we can't sleep unless the entire server is, we might as well have something to help us out. I just have to hope that I can make this thing before I die to the cold. Alright, we're going to be done just in time. Can I have him out now without the fire? Are we still good? Yeah, I can have Pengulet out now. Alright, beautiful. And honestly, now that we have most of this stuff situated, the only decorating really left to do that I have access to this early on is sporadically throwing plants everywhere. Yeah, we unfortunately don't have access to the ivy yet, which is something that would help add a lot of depth and texture to the build, but that's okay. All we really have access to is the stuff we've already looked at, and honestly, there's not a lot of decorating left to do. That's the short of it, and until we can level up some more and get some access to that kind of stuff, that's actually going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and if you guys are interested again in joining me on the Dopefish servers, there is a PvE version, which is what we're playing here, and there is a PvP version as well, which all of that information is going to be in the description, including a guide for how to join the Dopefish servers themselves. You are going to have to sign in on their website, and there you'll find the IPs for the servers. And you can log in and join me in the PvE server, or if PvP is more your playstyle. There are events hosted on both servers, and we look forward to seeing you guys. So without further ado, I'm going to get out of here, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Peace.